interesting, as yes, we do have another block of matches to go through. Stygix versus Bambi FNF, but I think we'll be switching to Jeanne Da Rin versus Namirin-chan. As this I believe the slots are flipped, so but I think these this is for sure warm-ups. I don't think this is in the map pool.
Yeah, there's definitely a warm-up here. So moving on from basically one of the largest time difference margins being the US and Australia to one of the smallest, Chile going up against Brazil, a South American matchup here. Two very good long note players, Jeanne Da Rin, one of the main LN players for Chile, especially in this last iteration of the World Cup, and Namirin-chan, a very good long note player, hasn't made the splash in the World Cup scene just yet, but has been around in various tournaments, showing off what they are made of. Going to be a very interesting matchup here.
This is yet again another losers bracket match, so winner takes all and loser goes home, as Jeanne Da Rin having a pretty comfortable lead already in this quite 3-minute long warm-up. And I think winner goes on to take on Sudden Death in round of 16, which is going to be something to be proud or excited of, is the word.
Yeah, it's like, congratulations, you won your losers bracket matchup. Have World Cup winner Sudden Death.
Yeah,
as your next round opponent.
Yeah, have fun. That's how dangerous losers bracket matches can be, and Jeanne Da Rin finding a break. But this is warm-ups, but this is still something to be looking at if you want to find a good strategy on what to protect and what to ban, and especially what to pick against your opponent.
Yeah, it's a really good point to touch upon. These warm-ups, most of the time, players use them as a way to play stuff that isn't related to the map pool in any way whatsoever, but in other cases, players use them as an opportunity to scout out information potentially on their opponents, maybe play a category that you think they might have an advantage on and see just how well they're performing in terms of ratio. That, or you just enjoy the song.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like, I swear, I'm gonna get a ton of backlash if I say one or the other. It's either Hololive or anime.
Yes. I don't know the difference either, man. I'll be dead honest with you.
Yes. That honestly looks like Hololive. I'm gonna assume this is Hololive.
We'll call it Hololive and pray we are correct.
Yep, it is a Hololive, and we're okay. I thought this was the Korjak map.
They made an LN version of it. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Why do I hear boss music?
Oh, why do I hear sound the alarms? Oh my god.
I wonder what style of map this is, if it is going to be an LN challenge
It's probably going to be inverse or walls.
Oh dear.
And the slots are yet to be fixed. I guess it's just one of those days, huh?
True. Your bad joke allotment has been exhausted for this match. Please do not make any more.
Hey, it's better than. Actually, no. I think. Have you heard of Silvaska Elsa's A sharp joke yet?
Oh no.
Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't. Please enlighten us.
What do you call another version of A sharp?
B flat.
Yep.
Oh dear lord. Can only get commentary like this in the Mania Long Note Tournament 3rd edition.
This
Nothing
is
but
turning
the best
into
here.
a stand-up comedy session.
As we wait for everything to get settled in the lobby.
I just saw a joke in the Twitch chat.
Oh no.
What do you call a Thai British person? Bang UK. It's like Bangkok, the capital of Thailand.
Wow.
Thank you, Ting.
That's gonna need to sleep on that one, but looks like we're still waiting for the slots in this lobby to get swapped around so we don't accidentally refer to the wrong players. Oh, and changing lobbies.
And I think how much is how long is this boss music?
Minute 35 seconds.
Thank goodness. This is gonna be an interesting minute and 35 seconds.
For sure. So, in the meantime, like I said, there are 2 matches going on concurrently at the, I believe, the 16 UTC hour. We do have Stygics going up against Bambi FNF, and the match on screen, Jeanne Da Rin going up against Namirin-chan. Looks like we're just settling out some lobby logistics here.
This is going to be frightening. I assume this is just like the Barry 605 core jack one, but just long notified.
Oh boy. Ah, okay, there we go. We're officially in.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. It's still warm-ups.
I see the background. It is what I think it is.
Oh no, this is full inverse.
Oh, and it's the core jack one too. Jeanne Da Rin probably flexing.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Jeanne Da Rin is just flexing.
This is absurd. The fact that anybody can play through this. I'm surprised that Namirin hasn't just been like, okay, you know what? I don't need to warm up right now. I'm good.
And just the grand finals.
Yeah, this is what grand finals will look like, guys. We're just gonna make, this is the map of all time.
Might as well put a full long notified Dan in there while you're at it.
We'll just play full LN Volcanic or something.
That would be interesting.
I mean, the fact that Jeanne Da Rin has an S on this, going into the back half of the map.
Yeah, almost 96ing as well. Namirin-chan showing an impressive C rank, almost B rank. I assume this is unwarmed. There's no way. Jeanne Da Rin must have warmed up before entering this multi.
That or this is just their warm up and they just do this. This is why I like warm up sometimes. It just shows the skill level of some of these players. But now with the map being over, let's see if they can tone it down just a little bit. See if they can find that precision on something just a little bit easier.
Something just a little bit more easy. We don't want to jump all the way to grand finals type maps. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that is an absurd score. 96% on a map like that is terrifying. So it looks like we are getting
into rolls and protects and bans and picks.
Jeanne Da Rin with a 99 for the roll. Can't really beat that.
Unless you roll a 100.
And Namirin-chan unfortunately not able to.
He's rolling a 62 though, not too bad.
So now Jeanne Da Rin gonna have the option here if they want to do everything first or second.
As they are going, I believe that they're going to go first.
Yeah, it looks like they want to go first. There might be a bit of a language barrier in matches like this. So bear with us as we make sure that the players get everything first. So it is going to be first. Alrighty, so getting into it, I think Jeanne Da Rin might opt to go for more coordination tech-based picks here. Or just go for the wild cards, that's also a very valid option here. So me and you going to be the protect from Jeanne Da Rin as we wait for Namirin to put in their own protect.
As we're gonna see me and you be protected.
Yeah, we're still waiting on Namirin to put in their protect.
I was AFK,
here.
so I was AFK for about 10 seconds, so
Oh, it's gonna be Viden coming out here. So wildcard and identity pick being protected. I wonder if we're gonna start seeing the targeted, less physical picks here. Pop culture 7 by 3 also being banned. That's actually pretty surprising. But given the fact of the awkward time signature and just the layering found in that map, unsurprised seeing that. And Mario Paint going to be the first pick here coming out of Jeanne Da Rin.
oh boy. This is boss music number 2. Electric
For sure.
Boogaloo. But it's not the BMS remix, so we're good.
So as we wait to get the players in their proper slots, I think Namirin is in slot 3 now. Jeanne needs to go to slot 1 here.
With a little bit of magic being the referee, I'm sure that will be not a struggle.
There we go. So Jeanne moving over. Namirin gonna follow suit in just a moment. And we can blame Jason's bracket for the tiny mix-up here. Alrighty, looks like the players are in the proper slots. Players are ready. We are going to get into this first map of this best of 9. It is going to be Mario Paint, the time regression mix. Coming out from Jeanne Da Rin to kick this match off. First player to 5 points will be moving on. Loser will be eliminated from Long Note Tournament 3.
Here we go. Boss music number 2 coming in.
And we can already see a bit of a shake-up happening here.
Already
Namirin.
99.8 as Jeanne Da Rin is catching up from behind a little. 99.7 and 99.8 as that lead is slightly going to Namirin. As this map is only 2 minutes long, so
Yeah, not a lot to contend with, and my god, these 3-note inverse sections where you need to coordinate all those releases on those 3 columns can become the most arduous task in practice, but both these players, the consummate professionals, they are handling it with ease as we make our way into the second third of the map. And now we are virtually tied, 99.75 APs as they battle back and forth for the lead now. And Namirin finding a bit of a struggle on these staggered releases, finding a lot of 200s in this section, dropping down. Now the lead about a 10th over the way of Jeanne Da Rin as they look to take this and run with it. Namirin still taking damage as these low inverse start to come out, falling down from their perch. They started this map off about 200 nodes at 100% accuracy, now down to 99.5 and still dropping, finding rushes of 300s all over the place. Jeanne Da Rin releasing very early as they try and keep their coordination going, but still in that 99.7 mark going into the last sliver of map.
yeah, and all you have to do is just pray that the other player ends up doing something and you end up taking full advantage, but as we see it, Namirin is failing to do so, as Jeanne Da Rin will be taking the first point of the match.
Very strong 989k coming out from them. It was looking dicey in the beginning. Falling behind very early, but able to maintain the consistency throughout. Only 3 200s. I think those all came at the very beginning of the map for Jeanne Da Rin. That being said, a very valiant performance from Namirin as well. 982 going into Quantum here, opting to dip down into the density picks.
And here we go. This is one of the more shorter maps, so like I said earlier, this is an easy way to capitalize a free point.
Yeah, especially if you are comfortable on map styles like this. Do have an update from the other match. It looks like Bambi FNF was a no-show, so Stygics moves on to the round of 16 via win by default. Congratulations to them. But with that being said, we can get back into this match. Players are ready. We're going to get into the second map of this best of 9. Namirin looking to answer back after losing that first point. See if they can equalize 1-1.
As we see already a dominant start by both players, basically being tied at this point, as Namirin and Jeanne Da Rin are fighting for the dominant lead, as Jeanne Da Rin is starting to get more comfortable with these long notes. 99.85, and Namirin finding an early miss.
Oh, very early, and that was a very dirty miss, dropping all the way down into the 98s for a brief moment. Jeanne Da Rin handling this with ease at the moment. Namirin finding yet another slider break, not able to build up a bit of a combo here going into the second third of the map.
This is something that is going to give the other player a very dominant lead. Namirin, especially with that very sloppy miss, not even climbing up as fast as usual, finding probably nerves getting to them after that miss. Jeanne Da Rin taking a dominant lead now by probably 20k.
Yeah, very large cushion for Jeanne Da Rin to work with going into the last quarter of the map. Climbing in accuracy just short of the 99.8 mark, but the damage has been done. Buoyed by the couple of misses from Namirin-chan. That one going to be the nail in the coffin on this run. The writing was on the wall. Another couple of breaks coming out from Namirin. This was a bit of a mispick from them when all is said and done, as Jeanne Da Rin looking to pick up the first break point in this match and make it 2-0 now.
Jeanne Da Rin is taking that break point and 2-0 up against Namirin-chan.
That's an incredible score from Jeanne Da Rin, 991. Not too bad from Namirin. Just finding those slider breaks. It looks like a rush of 50s throughout the map. Gonna be their undoing there, but the damage was already being done.
We're gonna see me and you come out.
I think this was Jeanne Da Rin's protect, so throwing it out here to try and really turn the screw on their advantage and really put the pressure on Namirin.
Here we go, heading into the third map of this match. It's me and you.
Strong starts from both players. Jeanne Da Rin eking out a very early advantage, but it starts to equalize as that little bit of density starts to come out. Both players evening out here. That being said, Namirin finding a huge drop out of the intro down into that 98% range. It looks like their offset is off. They are hitting very late on all these patterns. You wonder if they might have had a bit of a desync issue going into this map, because it is doing quite a number on their score right now.
Yeah, that is not going to be very effective towards Namirin's score, as dropping down all the way down to 98.3. yeah, like you said, probably some offset issues. Probably trying to fix their offset for the map, but that is still FCing, but very late releases. As Jeanne Da
there's a
Rin
miss from
finding
Jeanne Da
a
Rin.
drop. That lead is surprisingly shrinking, actually.
Yeah, it's the
So-
FC versus the accuracy right now as Jeanne Da Rin finds... Oh my goodness, what is going on with both of these players? Jeanne Da Rin, that is a huge drop. Doesn't make too much of a difference in the score because Namirin... I wonder if this is basically just a battle of both players having sync issues and trying to battle it out as best as they can because...
I think this might actually do its inverse ratio from Namirin.
It might be. This is literally, this has to be a technical issue, but they aren't reporting it, so this will count towards the match proceedings. You wonder if they can make some inroads in this lead from Jeanne Da Rin. If they can manage to build some accuracy here, they need to start hitting things earlier than they're used to if they want to try and claw back some of this ratio, but it doesn't look like they've made the adjustment going into the last quarter of the map. It is still about a % lead for Jeanne Da Rin, and that is doing a number on the scoreline right now. This is going to be a very interesting result for this match overall.
Yeah, as we're nearing the end of the map, Jeanne Da Rin finding a bigger lead, as this is going to be the final nail in the coffin for this map. Namirin-chan still FCing, but with those very late releases, that would have, I think Namirin would have taken that win if it wasn't for the for the very, very late releases. Look at that ratio, 2,000 to 1,857, 320s.
Yeah, that is...
Yeah,
That
12
is-
ms, so it was a issue with their offset.
Yeah, that's a bug with the client sometimes, but didn't report it inside the 30-second margin needed to abort the map, so it does count towards the result. Jeanne Da Rin taking a 3-0 advantage, but you wonder what could have been had that not happened. Hopefully it doesn't affect them too much going into the next couple of picks. And Biden going to come out. It is going to be the Protect coming out from Namirin.
And yeah, and it's going to be Biden as Jeanne Da Rin looking to increase that lead 4-0 and get that match point settled in. But this map is extremely short, just a minute 57 seconds, so any slip-ups will cause a bit of a cushion for the other player, but here we go.
Yeah, it looks like things are sorted out. That is the UR bar we've come to expect from Namirin. Does find a couple of 200s as the staggered releases start to come out and they start to go back and forth as they start to even out of this introduction. 99.7s apiece, and they're now playing tug of war with this leaderboard as a jockey for position. It looks like Jeanne Da Rin winning the battle outright as it stands, but there's still plenty of map to contest over. Oh, but Namirin's going to find a slider break, and that is going to swing the momentum over the way of Jeanne Da Rin. A very clean drop, but the damage is being done at the moment. It is a very short map to contend with, so misses like that can prove to be fatal if your opponent can't capitalize, and Jeanne Da Rin has been able to capitalize on moments like this as it stands. 99.75 to 99.5, 0.2% the advantage for Jeanne Da Rin going into the back half of the map.
Yeah, Jeanne Da Rin is capitalizing on that drop, like you mentioned earlier, extremely well, increasing their lead, creating that cushion that they need in order to increase that lead. It's going to take more than one break from Jeanne Da Rin to swing that lead over to Namirin as we're getting to the final quarter of this map.
Yeah, the recovery run well underway from Namirin, finding a couple of 200s on these little bursts here and there. Going to be lowering their accuracy overall. They have done very well to climb back up over that 400 combo cap by a significant margin, but this FC run from Jeanne Da Rin making all the difference here, has yet to fall from their 99.7 perch. And as it stands, it looks like it's going to be match point for Jeanne Da Rin, making it 4-0 now. Oh, that is so close. A cleaner run from Namirin, and we would have had a very different story. A singular 50 making a bulk of that difference.
Now it's going to be match point for Jeanne Da Rin as Namirin looking to stay alive in this tourney, and they're gonna go with Kawaii Cat Girl, the technical pick. And that's over a 10k lead, like 10,004. And here we go. It's one thing I really enjoy about this map is just that like there's just like a singular spot and it's just These are all the types of OOs and uwus you will see that people chatting.
Very true. A nice variety for everybody.
Yeah, maybe you would like uo or
Just pick your poison and we can jump right on into the map. A bit of a rough start from Jeanne Da Rin, finding a bit of a rush.
yeah,
A bit of a late rush.
Yeah, Namirin capitalizing off that that rush.
Yeah, 99.7 for them. Jeanne gonna be able to recover relatively quickly here. It was very early on, so once they make it up over that 400 combo cap, you'd imagine they're gonna start making inroads on this tiny cushion that Namirin has built up. But a cushion nonetheless, and with the margins this fine, with the players this closely matched, sometimes early mistakes like that can be all the difference. At the end of the day, going into the second quarter of the map, it is still advantage Namirin-chan.
Here we go, getting into the second third of the map. Namirin-chan still with that lead, but here is the meat of the map. This is the main course of the map where the lead can switch up. Namirin still having that advantage, 99.6 and 99.4, but that lead is so slim as I believe it's probably the ratio because Jeanne Da Rin having a better unstable rate despite that little late release at the beginning. Namirin is capitalizing off that extremely well, still keeping that comfortable lead, but it's going to have to stay like that for the rest of the map. They cannot mess up, and as soon as I said they drop at 200, but they are still having that lead.
Last third of the map to go. Jeanne Da Rin finding a bit of a struggle through that last section. These disjointed starts to all these segments, doing a number on their accuracy. Both players actually taking quite a bit of damage in that last section going into the last quarter of the map, and we are now inside of 0.1% of a lead. The cushion is gone for Namirin. They need to tighten up if they want to try and maintain this lead, keep themselves alive in this match, and keep themselves alive in this tournament. It looks like they've done just enough to hold off Jeanne Da Rin, but they are making it extremely close going into the last sliver of map.
Namirin, will they be able, and they're going to stay alive. 1,400 point difference.
Oh, that came down.
The win of the 200s.
Oh, those 200s making all the difference. Jeanne Da Rin having the ratio advantage, but those 4 extra 200s making up the entirety of the difference.
And Namirin going for Marionette here.
Keeping themselves alive, getting that breakpoint back. It is the start. Could it be the start of the comeback? And oh my goodness, these players are basically speed running these picks now. Marionette coming out, unable. We couldn't even transition to the map pick screen. They're already into the next map.
They really want to get this over with here.
Listen, it is a tight
We'll be
schedule.
right back.
Yeah, we'll get everything.
As I gotta find the hold on a second. While we do that, gotta
Well, while we
find Here we
While
go. Yeah.
While we do that, we can talk about how everything's been going. So Namirin picking up that break point, going immediately into Marionette, opting to stick with what they know. They've uh, wanted to stay in that wildcard density side of the map pool, this one being wildcard 2, as we wait for everything to get back up and running.
Yeah, we could, if Namirin stays alive a few more, we could be seeing, as I get my ears blasted by what sounds to be, the map. Hit sounds are enabled. Oh my goodness!
That is quite a treat as we jump right on in, and it looks like Jeanne Da Rin has the advantage going into the last third of the map as it stands 0.3%. Both players, it looks like Namirin found a very early break unless we have a bit of a desync going on. Remains to be seen. We do have the MP link up on a second monitor just to confirm, just in case there is a bit of shenanigans afoot as we had to resync the clients here. But going into the last sliver of map, it is 0.3% the advantage for Jeanne Da Rin, and as it stands, it looks like they might be the winner unless those 50 note difference is just a client desync.
And Jeanne Da Rin will be taking the 4-1 victory against Namirin, and that will be it. That is the story. As Jeanne Da Rin will be going on to face sudden death. As
What a
unfortunately,
reward.
yeah, what a reward. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to say goodbye to Namirin-chan. As
Yeah.
you said that Stygex won by default against Bambi.
Yep, that is correct.
They're
So,
going on to versus Unitori.
oh, also what a reward. So yeah, this losers bracket has a lot of sharks infesting the waters. Congratulations to Jeanne Da Rin, the unenviable task of taking on Sudden Death next week. But I mean, in order to be the best, you gotta beat the best. And as we take a look at the schedule here, it looks like
Here are your remaining 4 matches coming up in almost the next block. Imperial Trinity versus Dark Mewtwo, and at the same time you'll be seeing Delia versus Seth, and then you'll have, I believe, what seems to be a half an hour break, and then you'll see Aura versus me, and then to close off this weekend, Mr. Moo versus Shira Pedefrazo.
Yep, so definitely stick around, take a bit of a break, get some water, get some food if you haven't. We're already halfway through this day. I think some folks are already starting Monday, now that I think about it. But until then,
stand up and stretch, and yeah, enjoy your morning, afternoon, and evening. If you have anything else to say, Sparky, so long.
catch y'all later.